Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. I'm happy that I have the opportunity this evening to engage with you again in your homes. I want at the outset to thank all of you for your prayers and expressions of good wishes when doctors advised me to go into quarantine for 2 weeks. God being so good, I'm back again at work. I thank you very much for your concern. It has been a month since I came to provide you an update on the measures being undertaken by my government to combat the coronavirus pandemic. It has been almost 5 months since our lives were turned upside down, and indeed, the whole world was forced into a crisis of unimaginable proportions. This crisis, that dramatically affects lives and livelihoods, has plunged the world into uncharted waters, as even the experts admit that they are having to learn as we go along. This new unknown virus has led the world and its economies to a violent halt and has brought death and fear into our lives. We in Ghana rose to the occasion and introduced measures to protect lives and livelihoods. Fellow Ghanaians, back in March, most of us hoped passionately that the effects of the virus would wane quickly once we took the steps that had been recommended to contain the spread. Even the most hard-headed expert opinion suggested that by the middle of the year, the spread of the virus would be on the wane. We are now at the end of July. The virus is still raging. There's not an effective treatment yet. As time goes on, we, and indeed the world, have come to understand that COVID-19 is not a problem which will go away on its own. Ultimately, salvation will come with an effective and accessible treatment. We hope and pray that this will happen tomorrow, but it may very well happen in a couple of months, in a couple of years, or it may take even longer. Until then, we have to learn to adapt to the conditions. It is not normal that we have to wear masks, but now we have to. It is not normal that we cannot shake hands with each other, and it is certainly not normal that we cannot hug our family members and loved ones. But that is our current reality. Until treatment is found, COVID-19 will remain a part of our lives. But life cannot be put on hold indefinitely, and Ghana cannot remain in a never-ending crisis management situation. That is why we've been putting measures in place to restore gradually some normalcy in our social and economic lives, as we learn to cope with the reality of the virus. Probably the most significant of these measures has been the gradual opening of the schools to enable final year students at various levels of education finish the school year and take their exams. Since the last time I addressed the nation, we have seen over 750,000 persons, comprising students, teachers, and non-teaching staff in our junior high schools, returning to school to prepare for and sit the basic education certificate examination. Last Monday, the 375,000 final year SHS students who have been in school for 5 weeks started writing the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination. 127,143 of students in our universities and other tertiary institutions have now all virtually completed their final examinations. The safety and good health of students and staff have been the paramount considerations in the reopening of schools, and we have therefore insisted on full adherence to the enhanced COVID-19 protocols. That is why, as already been widely publicized, we undertook a massive mobilization and deployment of logistics to our educational facilities to help ensure that learning is conducted in an atmosphere of safety as we continue to limit and contain the spread of the virus in our country. All of these reiterate the commitment of government to protect the lives of all those involved in the face